Nintendo has just confirmed that starting in 2023, you won't be able to buy games digitally on the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U eShop. Now, I made a video about that yesterday, but what I didn't realize at the time is that that means physical games are going to go up in value a ton. So today I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite 3DS games that I have that I think will go up in value or are already up in value, as well as talk about what games you should be looking out for if you're a 3DS collector. We'll do Wii U another day. Alright guys, so here's my little stack here. We'll go through each game one by one. I don't have a huge 3DS collection like I do for Wii U per se, so a lot of this stuff will just be me saying like, okay, this is what you should probably be looking out for. This is what I'm personally going to be looking out for. And on the one hand, I'm kind of like I'm building my own competition here by making other people want these things, because trust me, prices are going to go up. First party Nintendo games that you can't get digitally, bad, very bad. Last summer when Sony announced that they were going to be shutting down the PS3 and Vita stores, prices for Vita games spiked and they didn't come down. PS3 games spiked and came down a little bit, but I don't foresee that happening with Wii U and 3DS. I don't think they're going to change their mind on shutting this down, and I don't think the prices are going to go up and then go down. I think the prices are simply going to go up. I might be wrong on some of these games. I did pretty much list every first-party game to look out for, because Nintendo fans are crazy. I'm crazy. Nintendo fans just want Nintendo. If it says it's published by Nintendo, we want it. So let's go ahead and go through the games I have physically. And to be fair, some of these are empty cases, so I need to actually go back and get these. Like these two, Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. I don't think this needs to be explained. I mean, it's Zelda, man. I don't know how you could not know that these are going to be worth money. The only way that these maybe could stay around their current value, which I think is like 25 a piece, would be if they port them to Switch. And even then, I don't think that fully would save it. So I guess while I'm here, I'll just say Zelda games. I don't think I have it here, but I do have Triforce Heroes as well. I need to get a Link Between Worlds. And I guess I need to get the cartridges for these also, because these are empty cases. So Zelda games, priority. The second priority, and this is what I'm actually personally going to be going for the most of, I actually have most of the mainline games. Pokemon games, if you know anything about the series, the values go crazy. Current DS Pokemon games go for like 100 to 150 on average. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are like 200. Specifically, and I'm very glad I have these sealed, I would really go for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. These are the, I think these might be the worst selling mainline Pokemon games of all time. Not because they're bad games, just because it came out so late in the 3DS's life cycle, and they came out a year after Sun and Moon, so people weren't really that interested in upgraded Sun and Moon. So I got these sealed when my Walmart was they weren't clearancing them out, but they were getting ready to get rid of the 3DS games. So I went ahead and got these sealed. I have them digitally also, but I thought, you know what, these are going to be worth money, and I'm a Pokemon collector, I'm a 3DS collector, so I went ahead and picked these up. So I would go for those, and then the two I don't have that I would recommend you go for next would be Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. People love Poem, people love Gen 3. Those are really good remakes. I think right now they go for like 50 a piece, where they're already above MSRP, so I would go for those. Those are probably the next games I'm going to buy, honestly. And then after that would be X and Y, of course, the Gen 6 games. These I think are like 40 a piece right now, maybe 30, 40. And then the least important Pokemon games I would say are based on Sun and Moon. They're going to go up in price. I want to make that very clear. Every Pokemon game on 3DS is going to go up in price. I think right now you can get these for like 15 a piece, maybe 15, 20. So these are the cheapest ones. I guess if you're on a budget and you want to start collecting 3DS stuff, go for these, because these are the cheapest right now and will probably stay the cheapest for the longest period of time. I expect Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire to go up first, though. Now, while we're on the topic of Pokemon, I don't have any of them here, sadly. I don't have any spin-offs, but spin-offs are also a very serious thing. A lot of these are already pretty expensive, I believe. But you have Pokemon Rumble Blast, which I think is pretty cheap right now. That's like 25. Art Academy, I believe, is above MSRP. Last I checked, it was like 50 to 60. So that might even be higher than that now. Mystery Dungeon, I think Gates to Infinity and Super Mystery Dungeon are both pretty cheap right now, so those obviously are high priority. And then Detective Pikachu, I don't think it's very expensive either. I think it's maybe like 30 bucks. And I said Rumble Blast. There's also another Rumble game that a lot of people might not remember they released physically, and it's Pokemon Rumble World. So this was a free-to-play 3DS game that they released physically, and I think in 2015 or 2016. I believe it's like 60 to 70. I might be a little off base on that because it's been a while since I checked the prices. But if you're going for any Pokemon spinoffs, the two most expensive ones right now are Art Academy and I believe Rumble World. So if you're looking for Pokemon spin-offs, go for those. If you're looking for cheaper ones, you know, go do like Gates to Infinity or some of the Mystery Dungeon games, or you know, that's what Gates to Infinity is. Next up, what else do I have in my little stack here? Those are already done. This is an obvious one. This is case only once again. Literally, they just dropped the news. I'm recording this the night they dropped the news and posting it the next morning. I'm going to some game stores tomorrow. I'm hoping I find this just cartridge only because I have the case. Kid Icarus Uprising. This is one of the 3DS's best games. It's already like 40 to 50, I think, even just for cartridge. So Kid Icarus Uprising, if you haven't played it, this is one of the 3DS's very best games. I would sincerely recommend this game if you have not played it. And this is one that I don't think we're going to get a port of anytime soon. And I don't really see them... I don't see this going down in price, to be honest, at all. Next up, I actually just ordered cartridges for these because I had the cases. I don't know if every first-party game will go up in price, but I don't know, man, because it's just a weird thing. So I don't have everything here. I don't like Mario Kart, but 3D Land. This is the only way to play this game. They never put this on anything else. It's not like it's in the 3D All-Stars collection. So this is a mainline 3D Mario that you can get right now for like $10. So look around. If you don't have this, I mean, this is a cheap game to get in your collection. It's an essential 3DS game. Same with Mario Kart 7 if you don't have that. And those could go up in price eventually. It's going to be a slower burn than some of these more, not niche because it's Pokemon and Zelda, but like, you know what I mean? It's Mario. It's more mainstream. And then the other one I grabbed is Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. This is like 20 to 30 right now, I think, complete in box. I just ordered the cartridge for like 13. Now, there was a big box version of this that came with the NFC reader. I think I have that big box back home, back at my parents' house, so I'm going to have to go look for that next time I visit. But Animal Crossing fans are crazy. I'm crazy. So Animal Crossing might be something you want to look into. New Leaf sold very well, so I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't really go up that much. But Happy Home Designer was more niche, and I will not be too shocked if that goes up eventually. Not right now, maybe not immediate focus, but like I said, if you're on a budget, you know, cheaper games are always nice. Next up is a series. This is next to Pokemon and Zelda. This is probably be my third most thing that I'm looking out for, and that is Fire Emblem. So I have this. I actually have the special edition or limited edition for Fire Emblem that goes up there. And this is sealed. I love Fire Emblem Echoes, but I also love Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates. Those are going to go up in price a lot, especially Fates. Here's what they did with Fates, right? And I guess as a broader thing, I should say this. All these games had DLC on the eShop. You won't be able to buy that anymore. So if you want more content for these games and you don't want to, you know, mod your 3DS and, you know, piracy, you know, then you buy that DLC now. But Awakening had DLC. And then Fates, what they did was really interesting, and I hate them for it because now the cartridge is worth like $300. But Fates had the 2 copies. They had Conquest and Birthright. But then there was a third version that was only released digitally, except if you bought the special edition for that game. Now, when the game came out, the special edition was $100, and it had all that stuff on the cartridge. Now that cartridges are worth like $250 to $300, maybe even more, just the cartridge. And that's going to be the only way to play that entire Fire Emblem game. So that's ridiculous. So I personally am not in the ballpark to be buying that unless I find it for like less than 100 maybe, which isn't going to happen. But if you are if you have the money to spend, that is something that is without a doubt going to go up even more now that you're not going to be able to buy that third DLC on the eShop. So Fire Emblem in general. There's also Fire Emblem Warriors, but I would not be too surprised if that stayed pretty cheap because it's on Switch as well. Yeah, but yeah, Fire Emblem. Oh, here's Triforce Heroes. Oh, that's a sealed. Wow, I'm glad I have the sealed. That's nice. Fire Emblem, of course, look out for that. Another game that might go up, I don't know, it's a super well-selling exclusive, and that is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I think I actually have this one. Yeah, I do. I'm glad I have that in there. Just another first-party game that people probably are going to want in the future. You know, I think you can get that for maybe $20 right now. This one is also sealed. I'm glad this is sealed. Hey Pikmin. This was a very late life 3DS game that I would not be surprised if it goes up because I'm not sure. I can't imagine this sold very well. I think I saw on Twitter you can buy this new on Amazon right now for $40. So if you want a sealed 3DS game in your collection, if you're a Pikmin fan, it has a nice cover art. I'll give it that. The game ain't great. I beat the game. It's really not that good. And this is another one. So what actually, I just want to say this. These 2 games I bought when Amazon, I guess Amazon was like clearing out inventory. And I bought these for like, I think it was like 7 to like 12 in that range a piece. And I was like, you know what, I might as well. And with this was also Sushi Striker. I didn't bring it with me. I don't know if Sushi Striker will ever go up in value, so I didn't really bother. But hey Pikmin. might go up in value. This will definitely go up in value. I think it already has, and that is WarioWare Gold. I'm so glad I have this sealed. This is like $50 right now. It's a WarioWare Best of Collection, similar to how they did Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, which is digital only. So if that's another digital only game you might want to get, because they're not releasing that physically. I think it might have gotten a physical release in Japan though. Correct me on that in the comments. But yeah, WarioWare Gold, very good game to have in the collection. Another late, I mean, this is 2018 3DS. And while we're on the topic of 2018 3DS, I didn't even mention it when I showed this. The Luigi's Mansion remake, that is already like $40 to $50, I think. Luigi's Mansion, my favorite game. I definitely need to get on that. And this is actually the last physical game I have here. Like I said, my 3DS collection isn't that crazy. And this is Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. I just grabbed this, one, because it's niche. Well, not niche, but it's Xenoblade, so Xenoblade collectors like myself are going to want it. But also, just to get on the topic of new Nintendo 3DS exclusives. There are not very many of these. It actually shows it on the spine, too, that it's a different console. I think it's, Rumbo, Minecraft, and this. There might be a couple others, but there's like 5. Oh, and Fire Emblem Warriors, that's the other one. There's like 5 of them. Collectors are going to go for that because that's an easy thing to say they have a complete set for. Myself included. My friend Caleb does that too. I think he has all of them. Collectors are going to go for the new 3DS stuff. Like I think I said this, it's like 20 to 30 maybe for Xenoblade 3D. So not too expensive right now. Will probably go up pretty soon though. And that is all the stuff I have. Now I do have a document here that I'm just going to read through real quick and go through everything. Tomodachi Life. Random first-party exclusive that's already around MSRP. That's going to go up. It's a great 3DS game. Look out for that. The Mario and Luigi games. Those are probably never getting ported anywhere, at least not for the foreseeable future. So if you want the Mario and Luigi games, the 3DS is a great platform to play them on. You have Dream Team, Paper Jam, and then the remix of Partners in Time, or not Partners in Time, they skipped that one. Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story. 4 Mario and Luigi games on the 3DS. I need to get those. The Zelda series, like I mentioned. So I need to get a Link Between Worlds and the cartridges for the remakes. Yokai Watch series. So it was kind of a meme how cheap Yokai Watch 1 was. I think I have that sealed as well because it was at $5 below for years. But Yokai Watch 2 and especially Yokai Watch 3 have some real value. Yokai Watch 3 came out in 2019. It's one of the rarest 3DS games. I think it goes for like $200 to $300. I might be a little off base on that. I know it's insane. So is it's Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Specters. Whichever the third version was for Yokai Watch 2 is super expensive now. So Yokai Watch, Kirby games, I don't know if those will go up too much, but Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot, as well as Kirby Battle Royale and Extra Epic Yarn. Extra Epic Yarn would be the one I would look out for because, well, I don't know. It's a super late 3DS game that I'm sure had a very low print run. That was in 2019 they released that. But then on the other hand, Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot are actual exclusives, so there's no other way to play those. So I would say the Kirby series as a whole. Battle Royale maybe a little bit cheaper because it's, who really cares? But there's always going to be collectors for that kind of thing. These I don't really think will go up too much, but once again, first party Nintendo, you never know. The Mario Party series, so you have Star Rush, Island Tour, and the Top 100, as well as the Mario Sports games. So you have Mario Golf and Mario Tennis, I believe, are the only ones. Oh, and Mario Sports Superstars. None of these games I think are very expensive right now, and they might not go up for a while, but I think eventually they will. Getting out of Nintendo for a minute here, or I think Nintendo published these actually. Bravely Default and Bravely Second. These are pretty high candidates for getting ports to Switch, so they may go down in value. So I'm personally going to wait out on these because I think they'll get cheaper eventually. But currently, Bravely Default and Bravely Second, I believe, are like in the 40 to 50 range a piece. And those are obviously very popular JRPGs, so those are going to be very desired. Same thing with Dragon Quest 7 and 8. I think those are like in the 60 to 80 range for those, which is crazy. And then if you want to get crazier, you can import 11 from Japan. That was a 3DS game there. Another Nintendo published game that I need to get on this. I do have Federation Force, but Metroid Samus Returns. Metroid games are always going to go up in value. I need to get Samus Returns. There is a special edition that comes with a soundtrack. I don't know if I'm going to get that. That right now I think is like $100, but the game by itself I think you can get for like 40 to 50 sealed. So Metroid Samus Returns is definitely one to get. Monster Hunter series, I don't know if the regular games will go up in value too much, but I know Monster Hunter Stories is like 50 to 60 already. So Monster Hunter Stories is definitely one to look out for. This is a game I'm personally going to be trying to get soon. Ever Oasis. This was the new IP from Grezzo, the people that did the Zelda remakes that Nintendo published in 2018, I believe. maybe 2017. It was just like a little town building JRPG, I believe is what that was. But it was just a weird new IP from Nintendo on the 3DS very late. I think right now it's like 40 to 50. That'll probably go up quite a bit. I don't think it had too many fans, but that just means it's even more niche. So the people that do end up wanting it aren't going to have another way to buy it now because it's not going to be digital. The Professor Layton series, specifically, I think it's Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, is worth quite a bit of money already. So all those games that are exclusive. And then the final physical thing I'm going to talk about in this video is the Atlas games. There's a lot of them. And I guess NIS America also. Just any JRPG that was exclusive to 3DS. There's a ton of Shin Megami Tensei games. I think the notable one right now is Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse is the English name. It was a final in Japan. That was a sequel to Shin Megami Tensei 4. That's like $100, I think. Then there's like Devil Summoners and Devil Packers. There's so many Shin Megami Tensei games on 3DS. Then there's like the Etrian Odyssey games. Those are expensive. I'm blanking on what else, but there's a ton of really good JRPGs on 3DS that you should be looking out for. If you see them for cheap, get them. So that's it for the physical games I want to talk about. That's all the main stuff that I'm personally going to be going for over the next like decade, you know, for my 3DS collection. And if I got all that stuff, that'd be a complete 3DS collection for me. That's it. I don't need anything else after that. I don't need no shovelware. But I do want to talk quickly about digital games because I'm not going to do another video on 3DS after this point unless they announce something else. Digital game series that you may want to buy if you just want to play the games, not necessarily for a collection. The Dylan's Rolling Western series is exclusive to 3DS, and I think there's actually a physical Dylan game in Europe. I don't think that got a North American release, but there is a physical, whatever the latest one was. I think it was like Last Frontier or something. The one with the furries. I remember that from a Nintendo Direct. The Dylan series, Pushmo series. Pushmo they could end up porting, honestly. Box Boy series, once again, they could port that. There is a physical version of Box Boy in Japan that I think is already pretty expensive. So if you want to do import stuff, there's that. Pokemon spinoffs that were on the eShop. There's a Pokemon Picross game. I think Picross was free to play, I think. Battle Troze, which was paid, and then Shuffle was another free-to-play game, so you're not going to be able to download those anymore. Harmonite, I think, is one of the 3DS eShop's best exclusives, and then finally the 3D Classics, and all Virtual Console, by the way. I'm not going to get into specifics for Virtual Console and 3DS right now. There's a lot of, the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, get those, and Gold, Silver, Crystal, get those. But the 3D Classics are really cool, and then Sega did their own 3D Classics line. And then you have Virtual Console. Main things for me would be Pokemon and just a bunch of Mario games, you know, Zelda, Link's Awakening, DX, that kind of stuff. But there you guys have it. That is my guide to what games you should be buying for 3DS in 2022 with the announcement that they're going to be closing down the damn eShop. Not closing it down, but making it so you can't purchase games anymore, essentially making it useless. For me, my money is on Pokemon and Zelda and just every first-party Nintendo game. But I hope this video helped you guys if you're looking into collecting more for 3DS now before this inevitable price spike happens. Let me know if there's anything I missed, any notable games that you think people should be looking out for down in the comments below. Maybe help me out because I would like to know what else to look out for too when I'm game hunting at game stores. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. Subscribe here for more Nintendo and Wii U and 3DS and Switch content. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.